Hi guys, this is me checking in again after a long time, and I'm super sick at the moment in 3D. So I wish someone could make a prayer for me because I'm still overseas and my twin flame journey continues, but my journey in 3D is also still ongoing, and uh, I'm supposed to return back to the base camp, my my home back in United States in a few days, and with this terrible inflammation that I'm purging through, it's gonna be hard to travel if I don't get better by then, but I hope I will. So pray for me if you can. I always pray for you guys. And today I'm gonna finally clarify things that I've been going through so far. This journey, it's really like climbing a mountain. I just heard that song by Miley Cyrus, The Climb. It's not about reaching the top. It's about effort to get there. And usually when you climb a mountain physically in 3D, not just metaphorically, it's hard. The hardest is the part where you're about to reach the top. Um, I've been working also on my house here in Europe for such a long time, since I came here by myself, and I made so much progress. And just yesterday, I finished the entry steps. There's 11, yay, exactly, 11 entry steps to my house, and they were completely ruined, like badly ruined. After 20 years, nobody lived in this house, and I couldn't really descend these stairs properly without safety issues when I got here, and everybody gave me a huge prize for fixing it, to put the new concrete on and stuff. And then I came up with amazing solution and fixed them by myself and made them look super beautiful. And just like I said, yesterday I was finishing up the last steps of finishing the steps. And that was, and with me getting sick, but I have to finish up and wrap up the job. It was really hard to do those last few steps, but I finally made it. Yeah. So like I was saying, it's hardest when you're reaching the finalization of the project or the journey or the climb. And so on, when we go back to twin flame journey, these new experiences that I've been through in the past month or so, since I made the video, um, it's been harder than usual because the experiences that I've been going through are uh, more like they're more revealing on deeper level what this twin flame connection is all about. So what I went through will explain to you why is your if your twin flame is with the karmic, why they're still with the karmic. I couldn't understand what happened to me with Asim, my twin flame embodiment that I came to meet here in May. And like I told you, the reunion with him, the merge, the physical merge, the spiritual merge, the most, was out of this world. It was really there. And I, after, if nothing else, after that experience, I cannot anymore doubt that this twin flame concept, this twin flame thing that we're all talking about, it's real. The reunion, sometimes you probably lose hope because maybe your reunion haven't happened yet, and maybe sometimes you're thinking, it goes through your head, oh, this is maybe all just some kind of illusion, maybe there is no such thing as reunion, maybe it's just a physical, like get together with someone and that's it, you know. But really, for me, that was the ultimate feeling, and everything that I thought the reunion would be, it was that and more. So that made it even more hard when he left. Well, he didn't leave me like cold turkey, but he did leave me because I didn't fulfill um, his demands to marry him while he's still married to his karmic. So I refused, and then he left. But that didn't make it any easier for me. That's not excuse for him, and that's not. I don't blame myself for not accepting something like that. It could be uh, the unconditional love and all that, but it was unacceptable for me to share him with another person because of the twin flame, uh, the whole concept of what we're supposed to do together. And now I understand that, because, you know, on the other hand, practically speaking, in 3D, I also had a dream, and we shared that dream together, that he will be the one to fix this house that I have in Europe that hasn't been lived in for 20 some years after the war. It was completely abandoned. The house was abandoned. This is house of my childhood, and it was in a really bad shape. So when we came here together, he was so excited to fix this house because he's a construction supervisor, and he's good at fixing houses, right? And so he was all around the house and looking at what he's gonna do, and you know, the dream and everything. So he broke that dream in me. He broke the dream of twin flame, of us being together, because everywhere we went after reunion in those first weeks of May, people are turning heads, and the energy was overflowing, and we were really healing people with our energy and awakening them. It was really working, you know. So when he left all that and the dream of fixing house and twin flame and everything. But when I look back now, that I achieved everything by myself in this house without my twin flame, made me that embodiment of both masculine and feminine in me, without losing femininity. On the other hand, uh, actually the femininity rose even higher, and I became more attractive to masculines in general. They gave, I don't know, they titled me so sort of the most beautiful, the most amazing woman in that ever came to this town. And it's, you know, I'm humbled by such, you know, statements. But a lot of people told me that are not related to each other in any way. They couldn't, you know, make that up. And I don't see myself like that. It's not something physical that I can see, but it's what they probably feel in my energy, and what creates that aura or whatever around me that attracts people to me, like bees to the honey, you know. So what I'm saying is, me working on the house and doing things that, for example, wherever I went to the store to buy cement or concrete, or, you know, construction material for the house, the men were like, the salesmen were like, no way you can do that by yourself. Are you out of your mind? And I even made the joke a couple of times when they were really adamant to tell me, you know, to discourage me to do it by myself. And I said, you know, it's not done by the, you know, your masculine organ, it's done by the tool. I need the tools. It's not just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I cannot do it. And I'm doing it because I have to rely upon myself to do it. I don't have other choice. If I had huge amounts of money, I'd pay workers to do it for me. But it was supposed to be this way that I do that. I have money for the materials, but I don't have money for the work and for the manpower. So I did it. I was the manpower, but instead of depleting my feminine energy and my divine feminine source, it actually it actually emphasized it even more, because I would do the house projects during the day. Sometimes during the night, I put the wallpapers on and painted the rooms and stuff. And I went out, and people turned heads when I passed, because it just complemented the feminine energy from the source, to become more visible to people and to become more magnetic. So uh, what I'm trying to say is that whatever happened, and Asim did say once in the message after he left, we had that communication, remember, a few more times, and he wanted to come visit. Then he changed his mind the last minute, turned his car around, and he said in one of those messages, it had to be that way. And even though I hated that sentence, it had to be that way. I'm sorry. I still, knew that he was right. It had to be that way so that I become stronger and grow more complete as a person with both feminine and masculine divinity, and the full energy of complete human being, you know? And so, what I want to say about why he couldn't leave the karmic is the most amazing part because it happened to me. Like I explained to you, I have had a lot of channelers, which is basically that your twin flame, organic twin flame, 5D twin flame energy gets channeled through a certain male person, and they act and say things that are your twin flame style, that are your twin flame way of speaking and communicating with you. So you guys remember that after Asim, I met him, and he was the waiter in the hotel where I was staying while I still couldn't stay in this house. And we had the most passionate, the strongest type of um, energy, a passionate energy that basically creates, it manifests things. It's the twin flame energy, but from the time I was in reunion with Asim, it became stronger. It's like what would have been if I was with Asim, we stayed together, it would have uh, become stronger and more creative, more of a manifestation tool. So when Asim left and I met him, he just continued. Just like I told you, every time the new channeler came in, he would continue where the last one, left. Uh, Whether it's a verbal communication, the throat chakra, whether it's the solar plexus, the ambitions, the work, the intuition chakra, or the root chakra, whatever. So this one was uh stronger than Asim in that field, and we both felt amazing. That bursting energy that is almost like splitting an atom, creating an atomic bomb, but in a good way, in a way to create, to manifest. And I did, and it helped me manifest things about 3D here. Every time I met with Miriam, I would be more, creative, both physically and in manifestation department. I would manifest things like crazy. So when he started the the running, phase, he was afraid, and we met recently again, and he admitted that he just was so scared of such a strong connection. He never had that in his life. So when he went into the running phase, I didn't let my ego step in the way and be offended or anything. I took it with a smile, and I went to his workplace a couple of times, because what happened is they moved him from the hotel where he was act where we met in the beginning. And they moved him to the lake area where they have another hotel where the lake is. So he was a little bit further away, and I don't have a car in this town. So if I had a chance to go visit the lake with friends or uh, on a cab, I'd go there, sit, and I would see him, and he would just give me the eye contact, and that telepathic communication. He was there. He would serve my table. He would be nice. He would talk to me like, "How you doing? What's up?" But the eyes were saying the other conversation, more deeper, more intimate conversation between us. And then we would connect a couple of times, and then he would start running again. He came back again on his own. I didn't ask him, I didn't call him, text him. He would come back and then disappear again and run away again. So what happened is I was at the lake, and I just saw him, and I saw he was working hard. He was working all day as a waiter there, and there was so many tourists. It was really, I was very proud of him, seeing him work so hard. And then I went down on the lake, and I was sitting there, and watching the nature, watching the tourists enjoy their trip to this beautiful place. And then on my way back to the road to get a cab, I I saw a dog that was so thirsty, and just his tongue was lolling, and it was such a hot sunny day. And I wanted to ask the maintenance guy if he could give that dog some water in a bowl or something. So this guy was nice and polite, and um, very easy to talk to, and he explained to me that those dogs are actually, I apologize, that those dogs that are all around the lake restaurant, that they're very well taken care of, that the owner of the restaurant is the one who feeds the homeless dogs, and he provides small houses for them in the woods, and there's lots of buckets of water there. And that dog was just very old and sick, and we just had a really nice chat, and he seemed interested in me to get to know me better. But I was very into Miriam at the time, and I wasn't really paying attention, that he said, will you come? I was gonna go to the road, catch a cab, and buy something at the store, and then he said, "Can you come back? Can you come back this way to the lake? I'd like to continue our chat." And I completely forgot. I went the other way, bought my stuff at the store, and went to the cab and went back home from the lake. And a couple of weeks later, I'm walking through the town by myself, and someone yells my name from the bicycle, and that just ran past by me, and someone called my name, hey, and I turned my head, and I had no idea who it was. I completely forgot the guy that I met at the lake, and I had no clue who could know my name. He didn't look like a familiar person. I completely forgot him. So, one more, 2 more weeks passed by, and I'm sitting at the restaurant in downtown, in a beautiful, like a cafe restaurant, in the garden, and I was sipping my coffee, and there's this guy just like walking towards me, staring into my eyes with his aqua blue eyes, and I was like, who is this? Why is he staring at me like that? And he just slowly approached my table, and he said, "Don't you recognize me? How you doing? I saw you the other day, and you didn't wave back at me." And then he smiled, and he said, I do you remember we met at the lake recently?" And he was like, so, like, I could see from the first moment, the way he was staring at me, he was so into me that it was like way too obvious. And then he asked me if he could join me sit for a coffee, and um, then there was the jumps from the waterfall in the town going on next day. It's a 25-meter waterfall, and it's kind of like an extreme sport event. A lot of people from all around the Europe gather here and jump from the waterfall into another river that passes through. And he was with a friend who was one of the jumpers, one of the divers, so to say. And so we had a chat, we sat down, we had a coffee, and he asked me, the guy from the lake, the maintenance guy, he asked me if I would be interested in a party going on at the lake, at the restaurant, the lake that night. And me being lonely in this town, not knowing any people, and with Miriam on and off, being, busy with work and in a running phase, I needed something, to go out to relax and be with people and enjoy life a little bit. So I said, sure, no, no reason not to go tonight. How are we gonna get there? And he said, well, I don't have a car, I ride a bike, but I'll come with a taxi cab and pick you up. And I said, no, I didn't want to reveal my address where I live. So I was like, why don't I get a cab and I'll come pick you up? And it turned out we are next door neighbors. It turned out we live in the same street. It was like crazy synchronicity and what they call coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidences. And so we went on the lake, we talked, and we continued talking. And after the party, we went back to the town late at night, had some baked goods at the bakery early in the morning, talk. And this guy was fully awakened. This is a twin flame channeler that's fully awakened. He knows more about everything that we talk about in this twin flame community. Everything from the he understands the tarot, he understands the awakening, he understands everything. And he's even younger than Miriam or Asim, which is just a indicator that the age has nothing to do with awakening process. So anyways, he was basically in 3D instantly already in love with me. He labeled it as a twin flame connection. He said it, not me. So that was refreshing from, or like I said earlier, every new channeler is more improved. So I finally came to the step where you are with the channeler who is the first to recognize we are twin flames. This is twin flames. The synchronicity is crazy. So I accepted his friendship, and I was open to get to know him better. But I already realized that I wanted to be with Miriam because of that super powerful magnetic manifestation energy that I had with Miriam, and deepest love that I feel with him, and that he speaks with his eyes and his energy towards me. And I know Miriam is just in a runner phase. He'll get there, right? So I wanted to still be with Miriam, and this guy was just channeling now that they can awaken. When they awaken, they can recognize the connection. But I didn't believe this was someone I was supposed to be as my twin flame per se. So what happened is there was an incident one night that I locked myself out of my house. It was a very cold night because the summer here was like cold nights and very super hot days. So the sun went down already. It was really cold outside, and I realized that I left the key from the inside the door to my terrace, and I couldn't get into my house. And my phone was dying. The battery was low, and I called Miriam on the messenger, and I said, "Can you come help me open my door? Someone has to pull it, and I have to jump in with the key. And he answered to me angrily in a very bad tone, writing, and very rudely. He said, "I don't give a damn. I'm with my girlfriend." And that was a slap in the face. But again, like I said, in this twin flame journey, I don't take things so seriously anymore, and not in the way they're presented by your twin flame, because I knew that that was his anger about that karmic relationship with Mirza, if you remember, when we were on and off, that he saw me with Mirza in the restaurant, and he was still struggling with that, even though he knew that I left Mirza for him, and he knew everything about Asim. So he angrily just refused to help me, and I called this other guy, and he came and helped me open the door. And ever since then, he's been so gentlemanlike. He helps me with everything. We go together to buy food at the shopping mall, and he will just carry lots of stuff for me, and I feel embarrassed, and I tell him, "You cannot just carry all that stuff for me." He's like, "I enjoy that, I love it." So helping me with he started helping me with my house and everything. He's not very good at like fixing things, and he's not as experienced as Asim. Even I'm more experienced with construction work than he is, but he has the will to help me, and that's exactly what I've been praying for. So I just remembered an old Native American saying, be careful what you wish for. And that's one of the things that I learned, the lessons that I learned on this twin flame journey. Be careful what you wish for, when you want that to manifest into your life, and with whom. So this guy's all perfect. Like, he wants to help me, he wants to carry my groceries. He's amazing and supportive. He calls me every day, he calls me constantly, he wants to spend time with me. So after Miriam did that thing, she said, "I'm with a girlfriend," which he claimed not to have before, and I never saw him with any other girl. So anyways, I knew that Miriam was constantly following my social media. I can see that he's watching my story on social media constantly. So I knew that that statement of not giving a damn was just a BS that twin flames do to you, the divine masculines. And I let him go through his process and through his phase, and I didn't want to stop the flow. And no matter how hard it is to say this to you guys right now, but I still, even though it's really hard right now, I still don't regret going with the flow, because this is how we learn. We cannot step into a next level of learning and lessons until we completely surrender to the flow. So I'm going through a hard time right now, but it's part of the flow. It's part of the learning. It's graduation time. And so here's and if I didn't, how would I be able to share with you and tell you why is your twin flame, if they are, why they're still with the karmic? So I'll explain to you now. It's coming up. So Miriam, I show you on the screen his name. I already explained to you that there's a connection between names, and Miriam is the name that basically is the masculine version of the name Miriam, which is the name of the Holy Virgin Mary. And to me, that's a very important part of this journey on not my journey, my mission. My mission in this twin flame journey has to do with that a lot. And so I know that Miriam is the right one, that his love is there. It's just he's not showing that right now. So then I wanted to compare the name of this new guy to you, so that you can understand that the part of me accepting his love and to be in connection with him was not to be avoided, even though it's hard now. So here's the name of the new person. And as you can see, it's almost identical to Miriam, but it's with an N, and it's basically means the aquatic. It's aquatic name. It's marine. It's a version of the name marine. And you guys, if you remember in my 2 videos ago, I mentioned the aquatic energy, the energy, manifestation energy of the water. And Marin also knows about that. He knows what the power of aquatic force represents, what can do. So yeah, like I said, he's very awakened. But here's where the tables turned. After I got into relationship with Marin, I had things revealed to me about him in 3D very soon. When he very sudden after that, things got revealed as a tower moment, as a storm of information about his 3D version, and it's nothing even that he hides. It just got revealed as we got to know each other. He's not hiding it. He's the one who revealed most of the stuff to me, or it became sudden reality. So here's just some short list of things that Marin is in 3D. He is, well, not at this moment anymore, but at the moment when it got revealed to me, a drug addict, ex-convict. Even though at early age, he has done some really bad stuff. He's been on 3 court dates since we met. He has had really bad past, and it started very early at like age of 14 or 15. And it's nothing you can see on this guy, like when the way he acts, the way he talks, the way he treats people, you cannot see that. He's very nice, he's very gentlemanlike, he's very nice boy, so to say. However, very troubled boy, in other words. And it's deeply rooted in his the way his parents raised him, and things like that. He's the only child, and there's issues in the family and stuff. So he revealed to me that he was on psychiatric rehabilitation 2 times already in the past 2 years. That he's been in trouble not only with law, but with the drug dealers and the local gang members and stuff. So all of this was shocking to me to be revealed, and I didn't pull back because of that. And I didn't pull back. I actually stepped right into that, and I didn't request of him to drop that type of life and that style of life. It just, the twin flame energy made him do that. He cold turkey quit smoking pot, and he did have rehabilitation from heavier drugs earlier before he met me. But I with my energy, with the love that he feels, I made him, under quotation marks, I made him quit the smoking of the weed, and I influenced him not to consume alcohol as much, and to be clean, to be himself, to be what he really is and his full potential. And so far, it's been a successful journey. So I'm sort of playing a mission, but do you really want to be a savior for someone? Like, is that hard? Is that role harder than you think? Yes, it is. It's hard role, and it's depleting me of my divine feminine energy. It's very draining, and the leftover of drug addiction has left a lot of marks on his state of mind. Sometimes he's not feeling well, he's not well sometimes, and um I don't, on this part of my journey, when I'm reaching the point of my mission, I don't want to be in a toxic, draining relationship. Although I want to help him as a friend, and I want to positively influence him, and it seems like my love and my support is what he needs. And like he said, the teacher appears when the student is ready, and he said that I came into his life at the perfect timing, and that's all great. But I also have to think of my mission as a twin flame, and who is the one who gives me that masculine, powerful energy that I need to be fully manifesting the mission that I'm on. And so I started pulling back from him, trying to explain to him that the relationship cannot work out in the long term, that I don't want to be with him. I actually told him about Miriam, and he turned out to be his friend from, well, not friend, but they went to the same elementary school, and he actually abused Miriam when Mary was a child, gentle boy, and he was the Marin was the bully, and so they have history together, which is amazing thing. And it made me mad at him. Why would he be aggressive to another child? It just, so many things that I have to swallow when it comes to Marin, in order to to show that unconditional love that we twin flames do share with the world. But he said that Miriam is great, but he cannot let me have, be with Miriam because he's in love with me. He wants to be with me, and and here comes the worst part. He's obsessive. He has a obsessive compulsive behavior. He's just not letting go of me. He just doesn't want to let go of connection. I tried so many times to distance myself from him. I've invested so much energy in both helping him get on his own 2 feet, and in this world to, just to be clean and just to be in his full potential. At the same time, I'm trying to help myself and continue my mission. And for that, like I said, Miriam is the one that I want to be with. And let's explain to you now what's happening with Miriam in 3D. He contacted me again. He didn't know I was with Marin yet. He didn't know that. He just probably felt it in 5D telepathically, and he contacted me. He wanted to see me again. One night, I don't know, for some reason, Marin was not here, and he's constantly around me. He's constantly checking up on me. He's constantly in the area, in the neighborhood, at my house. He's constantly calling me, like I said, compulsive behavior. And somehow one night I was able to sneak out and go and talk to Miriam, and he was apologizing for everything that happened in the past, that he got scared, and he just basically confirmed everything that I already knew, that he was just in a running phase and he didn't know. And I said, what about your girlfriend? Didn't you say when you left me out in the cold, like literally, didn't you say you have a girlfriend? How's she doing? And he just smiled. He's like, that was nothing. I was just trying to make you mad. And I actually did go out with the girl a couple of times in the period we were not seeing each other, because I wanted to forget you and run away from the connection and try something else and see, would that be the same? And I just broke up with that girl. It wasn't anything. It wasn't serious. It wasn't nothing. But I was gonna make you mad or make you jealous, and I was feeling angry and all that. And he wanted to be back with me, but I told him it's too late. I'm already with Marion. And when I told him who it was, he said, "Oh my God, you don't know people in this town. You don't know, their background and criminal background and all that." And I don't blame you, because he seems nice and charming guy, but he's very troubled young man, and I'm worried about you, and you need to disconnect from him, and I'm here for you, and I want to be with you. And he didn't even show any jealousy anymore, which is a true twin flame unconditional love. And he just wanted to be together again. And that's where the tower moment comes, because I'm trapped and I'm stuck in this relationship that became toxic and karmic and obsessive. And it's just like that movie. I'm gonna put the link below in the description. It's called Boy Next Door, starring Jennifer Lopez, and it describes relationship like that, where the guy becomes obsessed with the connection. So, like I said, I tried everything. It's not possible to get rid of Marin. It just isn't. I've tried everything in my power. I've talked to his parents. I even had a chat with the police in the police station, trying to get him scared a bit to I mean, I know that sounds extreme, but the situation was getting serious, and I tried to, you know, make him stay away from me, and nothing works. He comes back, and he's not aggressive to me. He comes back with full force, love, what he thinks is love, but it's very draining and it's very toxic. It's hard even to describe to you, that how obsessive a person can be. So that's why I said be careful what you wish for, because it just may come through. He's still helping me. He's still doing everything, but I don't want him. I want, it just, this person doesn't take no for an answer. He is not 100% sure that we are meant to be together forever. And no matter what I say or do, it doesn't change his mind. No matter how I treat him, it doesn't make him go away. And the worst part, like I said, is I cannot be in touch with him. He's super jealous of everyone I get in touch with. And so I bought a ticket. I'm going back to United States. I was due to go anyways, but I was just wrapping up stuff in my house. And like I said, he knows that I'm leaving, and he is kind of sad about that. But I mean, not kind of. He's very sad about that, but he knows I need to go back. That part he does accept, but he wants to stay in touch, and hoping for my return next year. But I cannot wait to get away from here. However, I haven't been able to get in touch with Miriam again, and I want it so much, and he wants it, and he called me a couple of times on my phone again, trying to reach me, and I just couldn't answer the phone because, like I said, it would cause trouble to him. And my love is more unconditional. I don't want him to be in trouble because of the issue of jealousy and obsessiveness that Marin shows. And so here's a few more synchronicities that happened. I ran into Miriam one day on the street. I was walking this way, he was walking that way. We ran into each other. The love is still there, connection is still there. And he told me, just get out of that, and I'm waiting for you. And we just stopped for 2 minutes, and I had to go my way, and he went to do his own thing in downtown office. It was a short moment. We looked into each other's eyes, and he said, those are the eyes that I love the most in the world. And it is so hard. It's heartbreaking that we cannot be together now. And now I understand why those twin flames, why those masculines don't leave their karmics. The situation can be much worse than you think. The situation can be much more toxic than you think. I'm 100% sure now that if Asim did leave his karmic wife, she would have harmed his children, or he at least was 100% sure that she would have harmed his children. And the way these people can be obsessive, and the way they keep you stranded and trapped is unbelievable. It's hard to describe. You have to live through it to understand it. And I know that's why it's happening to me now. And I know I'm supported by the spirit and the source. Just recently, a few days ago, I have the white dove, pure white dove, come almost like landing on my shoulder. She walks around me. She was like, when I was doing the steps to my house, she would walk around me. It's completely tame and domesticated, beautiful white dove, completely amazing. Let me show you the photo. As a matter of fact, hold on just a second. I'm gonna post the photo on the screen. So as you can see, you just can't make those things up. This bird is now following me around my house, and when it wakes me up in the morning. It's in my windowsill, and I try to feed it with the bird seeds that I give to other birds, and it doesn't eat. It doesn't eat the seeds. It just sits there and watches over me. And you can interpret that any way you want, but I know I'm divinely protected. I also have a house in urban area. It's 5 minutes from downtown, and 2 weeks ago, first the hedgehog appeared, and I was shocked that it was eating food with the cats. It was together with the cats. I thought it was a kitten at first. I was like, oh my God, where's this kitten? Where'd that come from? And then I realized it was a hedgehog that was just friends. He was friends with kittens. He was eating food with kittens, small, tiny hedgehog, super cute. And I checked the symbolism of the hedgehog. And just 5 days ago, at dusk time, I walked out of the house and there was a fox, beautiful fox, was on my terrace. Like I said, it's urban area. I have no idea where it came from, and it visited another night again. It freaked me out a little bit in the dark because I thought it was a dog and or a coyote, but they don't have coyotes here. But I thought it was maybe a small wolf or something, and then I realized it really was a fox. And so I checked the symbolism of the fox, and it's just kind of the divine world is trying to guide me through animal symbolism. Very very strange occurrences. It's not usual animals that you see. So fox, a hedgehog in urban area, and this white dove, just amazing. So I am it's giving me strength, and I know I can pull through this. And all this stress has caused my immune system to go below regular level, and I got sick again, like I said. But I'm just pulling through, and I know I can make it, but with the help of God and Source, because my intention in the first place is just to go through with the twin flame journey and the mission. And this learning experience that karmics are not easy to be left, is just profound. It's amazingly hard, and it's amazingly beautiful at the same time. That now I can forgive Asim. I can understand it, like he said. It couldn't, it had to be that way. He cannot explain to me how hard it is to leave his karmic, because right now, if I could sit down with Miriam and explain to him what Marin is doing, how he's doing it to me, how he's trapping me, keeping me stuck with him. Everybody, I mean, even, I don't know, nobody could understand. Even Miriam could not understand. He would probably say, how can you not get out of it for the sake of our love? How can you not leave him? It's so toxic, it's so hard, and it's also that you see that they suffer if you leave them. That's another thing. It's the pity part, that you cannot just drop out on them, because it seems like it would destroy them too. And even though you don't want to be with them, you just can't let them go. They don't let you let them go. It's hard to explain. Like I said, you have to live through it, experience it to understand your twin flame, to see how stuck they are, how deeply stuck they are. And it doesn't mean they don't want to be with you. I want to be with Miriam now more than ever. More than ever. Every second that I'm with Miriam, I feel I want to be with Miriam. It's so that's the most draining part. Even if Marin is not doing anything wrong, I mean, even if he's not toxic, even if I don't have to deal with his issues, even he's doing great, I'm the one who feels trapped, because I want to be with someone else. And it doesn't matter. If I talk about it to him, if I don't talk about it to him, if he sees sadness in my eyes that I want to be with her, it doesn't matter. He's stuck on me. He's stuck on me like glue. He doesn't want to let go. And so that's what your twin flame is going through with their karmic. Don't blame them. Don't hate them for that. You have to understand that it's not something they can just drop. It's not possible. It's not. I tried everything. You just can't shake off this person. You just can't. You have to find exit, and it's really hard to find the exit. It's like a maze, like you're trapped in a maze with this person. And it was such an easy trap because he represented everything that you want in a twin flame, and it was illusion. So you have to be careful. Like I said, I'm not sorry for being part of this because I needed to see this. I needed to experience this. It's like going on a rough training, like a marine training, which is metaphorical right now to me. Yeah, like on a Navy SEAL or Marine training, and you suffer through that training, but you come out as super strong and super knowledgeable and super skilled. So if I didn't go through this, I wouldn't be able to share with you and let you know that it's nothing, it's not the will of your twin flame that they don't want to be with you. They do with all their heart and soul, and the way they even don't tell you about it, they don't explain to you uh, why. They sometimes explain in short ways, short sentences. They just say, I just can't. Don't ask them to explain more. It's just hard to explain how these karmics trap them. They trap them, and no matter what they try. Trust me, they try to be with you. They try, and that's why they contact you so much in 5D and telepathically. Now I can understand the whole thing. Like every second of my day, I try to contact Miriam telepathically, and the worst. Here's the worst part. I see also Miriam on social media, and I see that he is suffering greatly. I can see in his eyes. I can see that he took on some drinking last week or so. It's too hard for him. It's too painful for him. He knows that he made mistake to push me away with his running and the things he said. He knows that it's partially his fault that he pushed me into this karmic relationship. I believe that it was all meant to be that way, and this is all part of the journey. But he probably thinks it's his fault. He blames himself, and it's, even if it doesn't matter who blames whom and how, we view the situation. We miss each other, we long for each other, and we cannot be together. He also doesn't. I've seen his car around my neighborhood a couple of times. He's just checking up, but he's not approaching my house because he doesn't want to cause me trouble with Naren. He doesn't want to cause a scene and drama to me, and for the sake of love, he's staying away, waiting for me. But it's draining him and it's bad on him, and that's the part that I wanted to explain the most, is that I feel so sorry that he is now without me. It's even worse than I'm without him. I cannot stand him being without me. I can see he's missing me so much, and constantly checking on everything on my social media still and everything. And there's nothing I can do about it to be with him right now. If we could run away to another city, another country, that would be great. But sometimes 3D circumstances do not allow that. So trust me, your twin flame wants to be with you more than you think. The worst part for them is that you are suffering without them, that you miss them. That's what's killing them the most. It just makes them hate themselves even more. But what's the point of explaining to you that they can't be with you? Because they just can't, until the situation develops on its own. You have to let go and let God, let God. That's what I'm doing. And I know everything's going to be fine. I know the next video is going to be completely new energy and subject and topic and everything. So just don't worry about me, guys. Just pray for my health to improve. That's all I ask you. Don't worry about my safety or anything like that. Just no, because I'm being careful. I know things could get worse and stuff, so I'm being careful, and I'm out of here soon. I just wish I could see Mary one more time, but we'll see what happens. And we all have to pay our karma. We all have to pay our karmic debt to be complete again. So I just wanted to share. I'm sorry video got so long, but there's things that I need to explain what's going on in 3D, 5D, on the journey. And most importantly, to let you know why your twin flame is trapped with the karmic and how that feels. What kind of feeling that is. There's nothing you can do, no matter what you try. It's not working out unless you want someone to be harmed or harm themselves. So for the safety of everyone, they stay away from you. That's why they don't contact. That's why sometimes they ghost you. They block you because you have no idea what's going on. What drama is happening behind the scenes that you don't see, and what your twin flame has to go through with the karmic, you have no idea. Because in this town here right now, what it appears to people is that I'm in a happy relationship with Marian, and that he's doing great with me and we're doing great together, and that's not at all what's going on. I mean, that's nobody understands that I want to get out of that and I want to be with Miriam. Nobody even knows that me and Miriam were connected, and in a relationship that was super powerful, super strong, and manifesting miracles. So just be careful out there and know that your twin flame is trapped. They're trapped, they're stuck, and they will get unstuck when it's divine timing. They're doing their best, and just love them and be supportive, because right now that's all I want from Miriam, not to make another mistake and get himself trapped with someone until I get out of this, just to stay still. And that's what he's been doing, and it's amazing. I don't know if I could do it in his place, but it's amazing that he's so patient and that he had strength to say, I'm waiting for you, get rid of that, get out of that, and I'll be here for you. So I don't know how, of course, this unwraps and develops, but I'll keep you posted. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.